Do you guys know what that is? Well, it's glass, but do you know where this came from? Let me tell you a story. We're on our way back from our honeymoon. We are heading back from our last hotel to our school town, which is about 3 hours away. So we were driving down the highway. It's a 4-lane highway, so 2 lanes go this way, 2 lanes go this way, you know the gist. And we were kind of driving, and we were not passing a recycling truck. We were just going right beside it, and because it was going pretty slow. And so we were going, and I had my legs curled up like this, like crisscrossed, and I was talking to my husband. I was in the passenger seat, and next thing I know, I start screaming his name, which is Andy. And there I am covered in this stuff. And what had happened is a piece of sheet metal from that recycling truck came off, hit his passenger mirror, and then that hit the window. And so I was covered in glass, but the way I was sitting, only parts of my arm got cut up, and then one part of my leg got cut up, even though I was sitting in glass. That's the only thing that got hit, so hurt. And because my feet were like sideways, the mirror actually landed where my feet should have been. And so if I was sitting like this in the car, I would have this whole part of my body would have been like embedded with glass, and then my feet would have been all cut up because I was wearing flip-flops. And I kicked the flip-flops off, of course, because you're in a car. And so the way I was sitting saved my life. Or I don't know if it actually saved my life, but it saved me a lot of bleeding, which was good. But the recycling truck didn't either know it hit us or it knew and just wanted to keep driving. Because my husband, since I was screaming his name, pulled over, and he realized I was in the glass because he remembers hearing the glass break. I, on the other hand, do not. I just remember all of a sudden being in a pile of glass. Window glass, which is good because it shatters like this. Like it's supposed to shatter in like pieces like this. And so that is a very good thing that it did that. So it wasn't super sharp, but I had little cuts all over me. But yeah, so we went and caught up with the recycling truck because I was at first thought, just get the license plate, so we can tell we can't afford to pay for this window and this mirror. Like, it's not our fault, but we're not going to be able to tell anyone, it's not going to work. So we ended up going forward and flagging him down, not just telling him that he had hit us, but actually flagging him down. And he at first didn't understand because it looked like our window was just rolled down because it was the passenger side and we were like on this side of him, or he was right here. And so it just looked like we had rolled down a window and we were trying to flag him over, and he was confused. But then another truck had seen it happen, so he pulled over, followed us, pulled over, and told us like his name and his company and all this, his phone number. So he's like, I'm on a tight time schedule, but you can just tell the police that I saw it happen, blah, blah, blah. The recycling truck didn't once talk to us. We sat in that car and we called the highway patrol, and they said, yeah, they were like, was it a piece of sheet metal? Because we just got a call that there's a piece of sheet metal. When we had talked to the witness, he said, yes, it was sheet metal because neither me or my husband didn't even see it coming, nothing. Like afterwards, he was more worried about me and I was worried about me and him but he didn't seem like he had gotten cut. Because the way I was sitting also protected him, just because I was like facing him and had my body turned. And then I did have my seatbelt on, but I just was sitting weird. And but anyways, so we didn't see it coming, and afterwards we were too worried about either getting to the recycling truck, making sure everyone was okay, the car was okay, everything, that we didn't even pay attention to the ground. And so they had already gotten a call of sheet metal, so they knew. I wasn't like we were making it up. And so they came and they got all of our information, and it was just a crazy end to our honeymoon. Like, it was bam to the end of our honeymoon. It was craziness, and neither of us had to go to the hospital. We are in the process of getting the window fixed now. We had to go through their insurance, and since the recycling truck never talked to us, he never got our name, and the police have like 2 weeks to file the report. So instead of waiting 2 weeks, we finally found the company and called them, and they understood. And so that was really, really good. And yeah, so that's kind of my big honeymoon story, I guess. Just sheet metal hit us and it was crazy, and we're still working on it. And then we had to pull over and like have our windows down the whole way because we were still like 2 or 3 hours away, or like 2 hours away from our hometown. And now his car is ghetto-fied because it has a piece of a trash bag over the window. And I mean, where we live is pretty safe, so it's not a problem, but he can't drive, so we've had to drive my car, which is really weird because we never drive my car. But luckily I decided to bring it up. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the story. If you like stories like this, just let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!